Today I held flowers, and I dressed in white. I made a promise, and my mother cried. And every moment till this one right now fades in the shadow of the love that we found. 'Cause I never knew love like you show me. You see me, you know me like no one else. When I found you, I found my safety, and I let it change me and open my world. When I found you, I found myself. We'll dance for the first time as husband and wife, and my heart will keep dancing for the rest of my life. 'Cause I never knew love like you show me. You see me, you know me like no one else. When I found you, I found my safety, and I let it change me and open my world. When I found you, I found myself there in your eyes, waiting for me for this whole time. 'Cause I never knew love like you show me. You see me, you know me like no one else. When I found you, I found my safety, and I let it change me and open my world. When I found you, when I found you.
We have a newly married couple, Sarah and Dave.
Running late on a Wednesday, shortcut by the freeway. Locked eyes as you passed me, two hearts on a cold street. Looking back at the same time, I feel your warmth, did you feel mine? I get the urge but I can't speak, two hearts on a cold street. I know this sounds crazy, but this could be fate. When I'm thinking maybe that you feel it too. Tell me, are you busy? And tell me you can stay, 'cause I'm thinking maybe for you I would travel to outer space, take a bullet to the heart just to keep you safe. For you, anything for you. With you, the years just fade away like a dream in my arms, but I'm wide awake. With you, whenever I'm with you. Ain't it funny how the time flies? Now you're here as my wife. Remember how you met me? 2 hearts on a cold street, 3 kids in a big house. Can't believe we're here now. Your warmth has never left me. 2 hearts on a cold street. And now it's not crazy, I told you it's fate. Remember that.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I ask for your attention for a moment, please? Folks, I'm going to ask for your attention for the best man and the MC of the evening. Give me your attention and your support, please. Dermot.
You're going to hear a lot more from me in a moment, but we're going to start with the main man himself, Mr. Leash.
Family and friends, it is with great pleasure that Margaret and I are here today to celebrate such a happy occasion. We are delighted that all of you can join us here to celebrate the marriage of Sarah and James. It is traditional that the father of the bride makes a speech, and I like to follow tradition. Sarah has been a wonderful daughter. We as parents are very proud to have been part of Sarah's many achievements. To mention a few, for Sarah, when she was a very young girl, making the local camogie team was a big one. To then go on and to make the Laois County camogie team. Sarah was very pleased. She also played a bit of football, I think, with her college team, and is now playing with Thomas McCrutton's. By the way, to tell you that Thomas McCrutton is actually a Corkman. So, very good. Camogie is only one of her passions. She has also trained in Kempo Karate, has achieved the highest of standards in European and world tournaments. In Sarah's primary school, there is still a copy of her national award-winning vest. As you can see. However, Sarah's greatest interest has been in traditional Shannon singing, flute playing, and indeed all the activities of Coldus. She has represented her branch, her county, her province, and has gone on to win All-Ireland medal in Shannon singing. Sarah is also a singing adjudicator.
No 13 verses, please.
We are very proud that Sarah worked hard in her school and in her college years and went on to be a teacher. Telling me only 2 pages left. But more importantly, but more importantly of all this, Sarah has been a wonderful daughter, kind and considerate.
Really?
And a fantastic sister, leading by example, hard work, and ladies and gentlemen, helpfulness. Sarah has always been very helpful to our family. Even though she's living in England, she remains at the heart of our family, with the Conways down there, with the Rosneys, and all of our local now. From the first day we met James, it has become very evident to myself and Margaret that they are very sweet. James has always been a gentleman, and he is a credit to Mary and Dermot. We have also become very friendly with James' family, and we know all of his family well now from Christmas to Cork. We even know them that well because it's the dark. Very homely, very nice, very decent family. We are very pleased to formally welcome James to our family.
Sometimes it'll be up on YouTube later on tonight. On that note, the groom today, my brother, best friend, James MacDonald.
Thank you. My speech isn't actually finished because I thought Jodie was going to be in a half an hour. Welcome everyone, thanks for coming. Thanks to everyone that came from Carlow because I know you didn't get a mention in this. And actually, sorry, before we get, the hotel have asked me to make an announcement about the Wi-Fi. I know some people had an issue earlier. It's actually, there's a small fellow over there, Adrian Griffin. He's on Tinder on 7 different devices. Thanks everyone for coming. Everyone that's coming from Toronto, the UK, just down the road in Clonaslee, Cork, Kerry, everywhere. Thanks to the hotel. Everything's been absolutely fantastic so far. I'm sure it's going to be brilliant till 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. Thanks to our photography team. Absolutely brilliant, really professional. Made us feel really easy, even if I do struggle to relax. Everyone who was involved in the mass today, so we've got Father Riley, local priest, and Father Joe, who both couldn't make it because people die, unfortunately. They were absolutely brilliant, really helpful to us. A special mention to Father Jimmy O'Donnell in Killinall Parish. He was very helpful to me. Get my paperwork done, which was a bit of a nightmare. And luckily there isn't actually any priest here tonight. This was very awkward. Thanks to Sarah's family. All of them, they've put in massive effort into getting all of this. I mean, I'm not going to take any credit, I haven't really done much for the wedding. They've been up till all hours doing decorations, getting them done, putting up with me for 8 years, being drunk, getting sick in cars. Never a comment being made to us. A special mention to Linda, Maggie, Joanna, for making sure Sarah's probably still alive. Hasn't died of a heart attack. They can be around as much as possible, and that's been very helpful for me as well. Thanks to all the groomsmen, even though they're a bit worse for wear at the moment. Mainly thanks just for being quiet, because you probably know enough to put me away, no joy. Thanks to Dermot and Sonia, Dermot my best man, and his wife. Again, they've always been a great help to us for everything, absolutely anything. Even if we're just going for a trip up to Glasgow, it's absolutely fantastic to see them. And they just have this subtle way of giving us advice about stuff without being pushy. So we all come away learning a bit more and hopefully being slightly better. Thanks to Dee for just being superwoman, getting all this cake done, baking it, getting it sent over, and my man for helping her to put it together. Yeah, that cake is, I don't know how it's still standing, but it's a huge effort into it. Thanks to my own parents. they're not going to go into everything, but I mean, the amount of stuff they've done for us, me, Dermot and Lauren, when we were growing up, you know, working opposite shifts, they'd see each other coming in and out the door, just to make sure that we could go to school, food on the table. Especially thanks to my mum for giving me all the €5 notes she slipped into my back pocket on a night out for a taxi, which was obviously always spent on another drink. And to the bridesmaids, all of you looking absolutely fantastic, being great help. Well done. I just have two special mentions. I want to especially thank Alan Hogan, who's travelled all the way up today and he's going to travel back down tonight, just so he can sit in the bench in Park Ring tomorrow. Thanks to Liam Connery for turning up, because I haven't seen him in about 6 years. And anyone who's stuck for a place to stay tonight, Darren Hickey just there. He's actually got 7 spare beds in his room. Male or female, he won't discriminate.
Thanks very much, James. Just to pick up on something there, my mum never slipped me fivers to get home, so she clearly hoped I ended up in outside the community or something. So all that stands between you and some very nice Clonakilty black pudding is my speech, so I've genuinely caught the first paragraph. Basically, Clonakilty is a lovely place. There's nothing on the Wikipedia page. It's all John, basically. Is what I say. James was my best man 4 years ago, just over 4 years ago. In his speech, he completely destroyed my academic record, which I was quite proud of. He gave numerous examples of my lightweight drinking ability, and he generally just put me in my place. Now I'm a bigger man, so all I'm going to leave you with is this little tidbit, right? Which is, anytime James has stayed with Sonia and myself, and he's had a few drinks, let's just say that when Sonia and myself's child arrives next month, we're very well prepared for one aspect of having a little. Very well prepared. And as Davy Fitz would say, that's all I'm saying about that now. We leave it at that. Having a brother is a blessing, but it's also a curse, because it kind of leads to comparisons. So I'm going to try and set the record straight on a number of those kind of shared interests and competing interests, right? So James is a better hurler. Sarah's better than the two of us combined. James is the worst footballer, but he's pretty decent, and John Kearney agrees he's pretty decent in fairness. He's an absolutely chronic soccer player, and if you're not from Cork, chronic is basically shocking. Shocking. But I'm going on reports for that more than anything. James is much, much better at school, and he's got the Leaving Cert points to prove that as well. Unfortunately for the two of us, our sister Lauren has passed us out long ago on that front. I thankfully have no visual evidence of this, but I've been reliably informed that as a teenager he was much more successful with the ladies. But as my friends Paul and Adrian would say, that's not hard to do, I'd say, is it? James beat me to the punch to get a dog. So he's got a little black biting ball of energy called Beamish. I've beaten him to having a child, so you know. Small victories, like. James is much, much better than me at video games, so he took away a quintessential big brother moment, which is helping your little brother, you know, clear a level to move on to the next stage. He did that for me, which is quite embarrassing. However, there's one key similarity, and that's that we both had to go outside County Cork for our women. James to Laois, obviously, myself to Waterford, or Watford as they say. Thankfully, both of those were very successful endeavours. Sonia and I, and on behalf of my family, are absolutely delighted to welcome Sarah into our family. From the moment we met her, we just took to her immediately, like within, I'd say, half an hour of chatting to her. Sarah's very bright, she's very generous, and she's very talented at traditional Irish endeavours, which is fantastic to see. You can tell I've been away for 10 years, I'm like, Jesus, the Irish is fantastic.
Do you miss any star?
Are you starting? We're very proud to welcome her to the family, and I'm very pleased as well to have met Sarah's family only recently. It's a very short acquaintance, but they've been very welcoming. There's been plenty of tea, coffee, and just rakes of chat, rakes of petting the dog Buster, which was lovely. We're hoping to build on this, but it's very obvious that you're a very tight, loving family unit. We're just delighted to continue to get to know you over the next couple of years. So I'll end on this note. My favourite statistician, and yes, I have one of those, unfortunately, calculated that a typical adult has about 1 million half hours of good life in them. So what I'd like you to do is join me in a toast. So if you could raise your glass and join me in wishing Sarah and James a very happy, productive, and occasionally lazy use of those 1 million half hours. To the bride and groom, what happened to that? And the last thing you have to hear, unfortunately, is Sarah's lovely mother, Margaret, is going to say grace. Thank you very much for coming.
For you, with you all the years just fade away, like a dream in my arms, but I'm wide awake. With you, whenever I'm with you. Two hearts in a cold street, two hearts in a cold street, two hearts in a cold street, two hearts just you and me. Now it's just you and me. For you I'll travel to outer space. With you all the years just fade away. For you I would travel to outer space, take a bullet to the heart just to keep you safe. For you, anything for you. With you all the years just fade away, like a dream in my arms, but I'm wide awake. With you, whenever I'm with you.
A bad place dress and some good